turning your journey into powerful content that is going to attract your audience and pre-sell your audience on to you and your fabulous gifts. And I think this is something that's missed out a lot. You hear it all the time, like document your journey. But when people sit down to document the journey, they don't really know, like, what are they documenting? So this is what I'm going to be breaking down. So there's 4 buckets. So before we dive in, first things first, we have to let go of the big E. Okay? Anyone guess what the big E stands for? So we have to let go of the big E, which is ego. We have to let go of the ego because it will be the first thing that holds us back. So don't try to be, to try and be a know-it-all and pretend you have everything figured out. I think a lot of people, when they come online, they've got to come across as an expert. And what they miss out at the beginning is the most valuable bit. It's the bit that's going to build your audience. It's going to be the bit that really, gets those conversations going, really gets people tuned into who you are. And it's the journey. People get started and they're like, right, I've got to make a sale. Like that's it. I've got to make a sale. But they miss out the most important bit, which is documenting the journey. And you've got to remember that you're a few stages behind somebody. Okay, so when you're documenting the journey that you're on, and you're being, honest and sharing your light bulb moments and what you've learned and what didn't work, etc., what's worked for you, those people that are a few steps behind you are like, oh my God, wow, like, and they're learning from you, they're learning things, and you're literally just sharing your journey. Okay, so even though, there's no tactics behind letting go of ego, it's going to be a massive part of your journey when you're letting go, and it's going to be 95% whether you make it or whether you don't. When I first got started online, I wish that I had spent more time diving into content creation and documenting my journey from the beginning. When I started, I was told to be an expert, pretend you're an expert, but we can't be an expert. We're all, we're all starting at the same place from zero. It's the most important part of your business, especially if we want to attract more clients instead of chasing people down. And I know that nobody likes chasing. Everyone wants to attract clients. It makes the business so much more fun, so much more enjoyable. You're attracting the right people. It saves so many bloody hours in the day. So don't worry if you don't have something to sell yet. So I know there's a few people in here who are looking to build something online. They're not 100% sure what they want to do. So I'm going to cover that as well as I go through. So yeah, don't worry if you don't have something to sell yet, because let's face it, if you're brand new to the space or brand new in general, you aren't going to hit the ground running trying to sell products anyways. You want to establish an audience asking for something in return, right? So everybody loves a journey. And I think it's important to embrace that, you've got to be a student first. In fact, you'll be a forever student depending how far you want to level up. So we need to give ourselves permission to be a student and to enjoy. We don't go, everybody loves a journey, and it's the best way to establish an audience by inviting them along for the ride. Okay, so even if you don't have every detail of what you want your journey to look like, inviting people along will be the easiest way to stay consistent, remove the stress of expectations from your content, and provide genuine value. And when people feel like they're a part of something, the more they'll want to share it and even become clients in the end. So invite. So what do I mean by invite? Okay, so you could create a line in the sand post. That would be something like on a mission to XYZ, or follow my journey to XYZ, and whatever it is that you want to achieve. Okay, if you don't have a thing figured out yet, don't worry. Embrace the unknown of a life goal in mind, like my journey to retire by 40, my journey to finding myself after having kids. Does that make sense? Let me know in the comments if that makes sense. If you have something established, you know what you're doing, you can do a line in the sand post, saying follow my journey to XYZ, whatever it is that you've established and you want to focus on. And like I say, if you don't know what your main goal and focus on, speak about a life goal. So my journey to retire by 40, my journey to finding myself after having kids, and then you'll continue that post. Okay, let's have a little bit of fun here, guys. Drop your short statement in the comments. Let's get to know each other. So like I said, I'm on a journey, or follow my journey to XYZ. Just a short sentence. You don't need to do the whole piece of content, but just a short statement, or follow my journey to retire by 40, or my journey to finding myself after having kids, something like that. Or this will all turn the content into must see TV, rather than just another post trying to sell something. And it lowers that resistance level with potential viewers, and at the same time allowing us to create more in a documentary style. So it's going to bring people into your content because they're following you on that journey, because you're not just trying to post to try and sell something, right? So your content is going to fall into a few different buckets. Yeah, so the first bucket is all around you. So it's super broad, but it will incorporate who you are and the perception that other people have of you. So this could be, it could be your story. Why are you on this journey? What moment or feeling created that drive? What's the big goal? Why is it important? What do you do? So this could be things that you're interested in. Why do you do it that way? What have you tried before? Your personal life. Are you a sports fan? Do you like to travel? Is baking your thing? Gardening? Do you like to garden? On that basis, my audience knows that I've just really got a passion now for gardening, and I'm landscaping my garden and all that jazz. They know that I go hiking regularly. They always comment on how gorgeous my surroundings are and the nature and everything. People know that I like to go to the gym. People comment on my humor and my humor in my videos and things like that. So, they're things that people could say about me on a personal level. That means I attract people that are also into those kind of things, or even just like watching what I'm putting up. So, bucket number 2, so tips and tricks. So, whether you have a predetermined market or you're just getting started, there are tons of value that you can bring to this area. Okay, so there are actually people monetizing their socials with simple tricks using WD-40 or sharing the natural remedies and the supplements that help them with their ADHD symptoms, how they lost all their baby weight without going to the gym. So there's loads and loads of things that people are monetizing online. I don't think those little tidbits that you know can't be leveraged, especially if you don't have a definite path to monetize, because we can always narrow down, but it's a lot harder to shift in the opposite direction, right? So if you already have a predetermined market or area to focus on, it's important to not live in the how-to space. Okay, so value is not only the 3 best tips to do X. We can make it more personal, and instead share what you did and what you're doing. So for example, this batch of hummus I made is hands down the best I've ever tasted. Here are 3 ingredients I used to make. I changed that into a more me focus, because I did that rather than saying here's 3 tips to make hummus, which sounds more enticing. Another example, there are 5 types of content I use to land more clients. If you struggle to land sales, I guarantee you aren't doing number 5. Instead of pointing the finger and use these tips, you're making it more personalized to you. This will come from your journey, so what you're doing. So how I achieved my first sale, how I turned my hobby into a successful online business while being a stay-at-home mum, how I overcame X challenge, making it personal about you. And there's lots of things that you should be learning in your business that you didn't know. If you think about when you first came online and you think about now, what are the things that you've learned? There will be loads. There'll be loads of things, right? So you can write a list of what you've learned, and you can share that, but make it more personalized for you. Okay. Number 3, behind the scenes. Give the insights on what life looks like behind the scenes. It's a no-brainer way to connect with a wide audience on a personal level. So it helps people to understand what makes us tick. And the more people that, understand what makes us tick and our personality and what we're doing and, things behind the scenes and showing behind that, the more those people will become aligned with who we are and see you as their person. These can even include elements like dining out, what's for dinner, a day in the life of whatever you are. Are you a working mom? Are you you're a solo dad growing a business? What interests do you have? Sports, entertainment, etc. What are you working on in business or life related? And by blending these elements inside your content, we can fully captivate more people who operate like we do, who think like we do, and casually nurture more people and into clients. This is what building a personal brand is all about. Don't think it's all about business and nothing else. Going into number 4 is establishing the customer journey. And you want to take your audience on a customer journey, right? And just as a side note, you need to actually be on the journey to document it in your content. You need to be doing more than just adding people and sending cold DMs, and because they're just tactics. They're not like skills. They're not a plan. So you need to be on the journey to document your journey. This relates to everything. absolutely everything. It don't matter what your niche is. It don't matter what you're selling, whether it's a digital course, whether it's a product. It really doesn't matter. Whether you're an affiliate for someone else's product or whether you're building your own business or learning, you should be learning marketing skills and skills how to monetize your social media, conversational skills, diving into your core message. What are you learning? So if you've got a program, for example, learning how to make money online, if you're learning how to create content, if you create videos, anything, like, what are you learning? What are your ha-ha moments? What are those light bulb moments? What did you think? And then what do you think now? What changed your mind? So let me know if in the comments that makes sense, because adding people and sending cold DMs, they're just tactics, they're not skills. So none of us want to get his credit card and invest to add strangers and DM them, right? So even though we use content to attract our audience, we still have to build the relationship in order for a sale to occur. The know, like, and trust comes in. So know, like, and trust. So no one's going to want to, just whip out the credit card, right, if they don't know, like, and trust you. And it's not just about know, like, and trust. Like, bucket 1, 2, and 3 is about know, like, and trust in regards to you as a person. This content is going to be more targeted to what you want to help others achieve or problems that you're looking to solve. So buckets 1, 2, and 3, it builds that know, like, and trust with you as a person. Bucket 4, it builds that know, like, and trust that they know that you've got something that can help them. So this content is more targeted to what you want to help others achieve or the problems that you're looking to solve for others. So focusing on, what do you do? Who do you do it for? Why do you do it that way? Why do you do it for these people? Okay, so it's about dialing in your core message. When you dial in your core message, you find who your ideal clients are. And by focusing on these areas to target, it allows your audience to feel seen and heard, because we're speaking directly to them at the same time, giving them better insights on the game plan or the process, if you like. Okay, so when you're sharing, when you're documenting your journey about what you're learning and what you've achieved and the light bulb moments that you've had, remember at the beginning I was saying, when you document your journey, you have to drop your ego. You can't be like, yeah, I've just started and I'm an expert and know what I'm doing. When you're documenting your journey, your content will always speak to those that are a few steps behind you. So you will, even though you're not pretending to be an expert, you're not pretending to have it all figured out, but to them, the things that you're sharing, that you've learned, that you're doing, that you've achieved by doing X. So, I used to do X and I struggled because this didn't happen, but then I learned Y and Z happened. Do you know? So people then that have got the same struggle that you had, that you've solved and you've got a transformation from, that's going to speak directly to them. Even though you haven't got everything figured out, you've got those things figured out, and that speaks to your audience. The best tip that I can give you if you're unfamiliar on what to create is let your audience tell you. The way that we do this is paying attention to the content we create and what is generating attention, right? Attention to the content that we create that generates the attention. Meaning, if you made a piece of content about 10 simple 20-minute exercises that you did to lose the baby bump after being pregnant, and it goes absolutely crazy. You know, it creates some good quality conversations in your DMs, then your audience is telling you that this is valuable. They want to see more of that. So that's a really good way to, you know, to test like what your audience likes. So to add to this, don't neglect your conversations with your Facebook friends. You know, casual chats you can have with your audience. It not only builds the relationships, but you get I get a lot of content ideas through valuable conversations that I have in my DMs. When I first started, I was taught to to go into the DMs and like, what are you struggling with? What are you struggling with? Tell me your problems. You know, I've only just added you, and you haven't got a clue who I am, but what are you struggling with? How's your business going? So not those conversations, but just having, you know, relaxed, genuine conversations, and not leading a conversation by what's in it for you, you know, but just leading a conversation by just being genuine, like you would have a conversation at any time. Do you know, like, for example, I'm in this, honest to God, guys, I definitely recommend this, right? Don't have to be gardening, but I'm in a Facebook group. It's a gardening one, and there's thousands of people in there, right? And oh my God, I just love it because people ask questions. You know, new people coming in, they ask a question, everybody answers it, gives them advice without nothing in return, with a nothing in return mindset, right? And then, I mean, I've learned so much. I'm like new to gardening, and before that, I couldn't grow anything. I didn't even try. I just thought that I couldn't. But I've learned so much in there, and the way that they interact, engage, the conversations they have, they are all very, very good at genuine marketing. Anyway, and other people do it. They go, oh, I did this, and oh, where did you get that from? Where did you get that from? And put links in. None of them are earning any commissions on this. They're just naturally helping people. They ask good questions. Everyone wants to help each other, and it's just how genuine marketing should be. Okay, so if do you know what, if you've got an interest in anything, a hobby, right, go and join a group that's got loads of people in there that it's just about that thing. Okay, so like gardening, it's not anything selling, it's not affiliate market, it's nothing, right? It's literally about that hobby, so like gardening. And have a look. So make sure there's loads of people in there, like there's more than 3,000 in mine, there's thousands anyway. And have a look and just sit back and see how. And do you know what? I'm addicted to that group. When people post, I'm like reading, I'm like, oh yeah, I want to know that question as well. Honest to God, guys, if you just sit back and you watch and then, you know, you join in, that is what you should be doing online. It's so genuine, it's so human, it's so nice. I'm saying I get a lot of content ideas from valuable conversations that I have in my DMs with my audience. Now, you know, take those ideas and I turn them into content because I know that my audience is very is very aligned with how I help people. So when I have those conversations, it just aligns me more with what I know my market is struggling with. It reinforces that I know that I can help my audience. It's never a waste of time to have a conversation with someone who is your ideal client, even if they don't purchase from you. never a waste of time. It really isn't, because you can get so much content ideas. So yeah, absolutely, it's never a waste of time. The opportunities, they're going to arise for you to be able to make the right offer to the right person. All of the methods that I've spoken about today, the 4 buckets around documenting your journey, they can create massive results for your business and reduce tons of time that you're spending online each and every single day. You want to make sure that you are balancing them out, okay? And there'll be times in your business that you'll do more of one bucket, and times in your business that you'll do more of another bucket, and that comes down to the season that you're in.